trying to get my back blown out in peace. You think I got time to talk about a divorce that's a year old?
What happens when a private relationship is dragged into the public eye and the truth comes out in shocking detail? That is exactly what's happening with Aaron and Tiana. For months, their love story looked like the picture of perfection. But now Aaron has revealed deleted texts that he claims prove Tiana used him from the very beginning. This isn't just a messy breakup. It's an accusation of manipulation, deceit, and emotional betrayal. Aaron's explosive confession has taken social media by storm, and fans are scrambling to pick sides. The question everyone is asking is Aaron telling the truth, or is this just another attempt to discredit Tiana and destroy her reputation? Aaron and Tiana's relationship was once admired by fans who thought they had it all. Their chemistry seemed natural, their smiles looked genuine, and every picture they posted online gave the impression of a power couple destined to last. They were adored for their charm and the way they lifted each other up publicly. From date nights to industry events, the two appeared inseparable, and it was easy to believe they were building something real. But as with many love stories under the spotlight, what looked flawless on the outside was much more complicated behind the scenes. The polished photos and perfect captions were just one side of the truth. Behind closed doors, tension was building, and cracks in their relationship began to show. At first, the disagreements were small little arguments most couples would shrug off. But with fame came constant scrutiny, and with every argument came the added pressure of public expectations. Instead of resolving conflicts quietly, their issues spilled over into social media. Private moments turned into uncomfortable spectacles, with fans analyzing every post, every word, and every picture for clues about what was really happening. The vulnerability they once shared with each other became weaponized, leaving both of them exposed to the world in ways neither was prepared for. By the time they finally decided to end things, the breakup almost felt inevitable. But the true reasons were hidden beneath silence, resentment, and misunderstandings. That is, until Aaron chose to speak. When Aaron dropped his bombshell, he didn't hold back. He released deleted texts that painted a very different story of their relationship. The world stopped for a moment as people read his posts. These weren't just casual screenshots, they were intimate messages once shared between two people who trusted each other, now being used as evidence of betrayal. In the texts, Aaron claimed that Tiana had been using him to further her career. "I see now that I was just a stepping stone," one message read. In another, Tiana allegedly pressured him to use his industry connections to help her move forward. The tone of the messages was cold, calculated, and strategic, completely opposite from the warm and loving image she had always shown her fans. Meanwhile, Aaron's replies seemed heartfelt in the beginning, filled with genuine affection. But as time went on, his words reflected growing disappointment and the dawning realization that the love he thought he had might not have been real at all. The leaked messages were a shock to fans who thought they knew the couple. Suddenly, everything looked different. The carefully crafted image of Tiana as a loving partner now stood side by side with accusations of selfishness and manipulation. Aaron's decision to release the texts wasn't just a confession, it was a public accusation that shattered the perfect image many had of Tiana. Immediately, the internet erupted. Social media became a battleground, with fans dissecting each word in the texts. Some people believed Aaron's side instantly, praising him for finally speaking his truth. Others felt he was being vindictive, trying to embarrass Tiana in the worst way possible. The reaction was swift and brutal. Hashtags like #TeamAaron and #TeamTeyana started trending as the drama took over timelines. Supporters of Aaron argued that he was finally reclaiming his narrative after being silent for too long. They pointed to the texts as proof of manipulation. On the other side, Tiana's fans rallied behind her, accusing Aaron of being petty and bitter. "Why now?" they asked. "Why bring this up after the breakup unless it's about revenge?" The public was split in two, and the more people argued online, the bigger the story became. When Tiana finally responded, it was clear she was shaken. Known for always projecting strength, she surprised everyone by opening up about how deeply the betrayal had affected her. On Instagram, she posted a message that read, "Some things are better left in the past, but some people can't let go and have to tear you down even when you're trying to heal. I trusted Aaron, and I never thought he would do this to me." Her words revealed heartbreak and disappointment, not just in losing a relationship, but in the way Aaron had chosen To handle the fallout, fans flooded her comments with support, offering love and encouragement. But as always, not everyone was sympathetic. Some questioned her silence, suggesting that maybe Aaron's accusations weren't completely baseless. "If you're innocent, why not speak up sooner?" One comment read, sparking more debate. Tiana's interviews following the leak showed how much she was struggling. "I thought I knew who Aaron was," she admitted, "but now I see that everything we had might have just been for show." For someone who had worked so hard to protect her private life, this public exposure was devastating. Meanwhile, Aaron doubled down on his stance. In a video, he explained why he went public. His voice was heavy with frustration as he said, "I've been silent for so long, but I can't let her keep manipulating the situation. The truth is, I've been used for years. I loved her, but she never loved me the way I thought she did. She used me for my connections, my status, and everything that came with being with me." Aaron's reasoning didn't satisfy everyone. While some praised him for being brave and refusing to let Tiana control the story anymore, others slammed him for being vindictive. Critics argued that airing private messages wasn't about justice, it was about revenge. They pointed out the timing, suggesting he released the texts to hurt her, not to expose the truth. To them, his actions felt like a calculated attempt to damage her career and reputation rather than a cry for honesty. But Aaron stood firm. "I've been quiet for too long," he repeated. "This is my truth, and I won't let it be buried anymore." As the days went by, the fallout grew even larger. Media outlets jumped on the story, running sensational headlines like "Aaron exposes Tiana's secrets" and "Power couple torn apart by betrayal." Talk shows and podcasts debated the scandal endlessly, with commentators arguing over who was really at fault. Some saw Aaron as justified, a man reclaiming his voice after being silenced. Others viewed him as spiteful, dragging a private matter into the spotlight for his own gain. The coverage only added more fuel to the fire, ensuring that every move either of them made was closely watched. The scandal quickly became bigger than just Aaron and Tiana. It turned into a conversation about trust, manipulation, and what happens when private relationships unravel in public. Fans who once cheered for their love story were now left disillusioned, wondering if anything they had believed about the couple was ever real. The emotional toll was heavy on everyone involved. Aaron seemed determined but exhausted, while Tiana appeared heartbroken and betrayed. And their fans who had invested so much into the fairy tale image were forced to confront the harsh reality of seeing their idols in such a raw, unflattering light. Despite the chaos, both Aaron and Tiana had decisions to make. For Tiana, the question was whether she could move forward without letting this scandal define her. Would she be able to rebuild her image, or would Aaron's accusations leave a permanent stain? For Aaron, the issue was whether speaking out would bring him peace or only more backlash. He had opened a door that couldn't be closed, and whatever came next would follow him just as much as it would follow her. The truth is, no one knows if their story will ever be fully understood. Maybe Aaron was justified in exposing the messages. Maybe he was acting out of pain and spite. Maybe the reality is somewhere in between two people who loved each other once, but lost themselves in the glare of fame and pressure. What's certain is that their story is no longer theirs alone. It belongs to the public now, dissected and debated endlessly, a reminder of how messy love can become when trust is broken and when private pain is made into public spectacle. As the dust settles, fans are left with more questions than answers. Will Aaron and Tiana ever reconcile, or has too much damage been done? Can Tiana rise above the accusations, or will they follow her forever? Will Aaron find peace now that he's spoken his truth, or will the backlash overshadow his intentions? One thing is clear, the story of Aaron and Tiana isn't just about a breakup. It's about betrayal, heartbreak, and the dangerous cost of mixing love with fame. And for better or worse, the world is watching every second of it unfold.